My 34M wife, 33F, cheated and is now pregnant. Long story short, my 34 meters wife Anna, 33F, cheated on me. I don't know why. She says she doesn't know why either. Anytime I ask anything, it's just a river of tears. She says sorry and begs me to forgive her and forget it, but I can't. But leaving hasn't been easy either. We have 2 boys together. She's my high school sweetheart. Our families are longtime friends and are still tight with each other. They've all urged me to stay for the kids, to forgive her since it was one time, to not give up all the good because of one bad. But the worst part is she's pregnant. I found out about the pregnancy from my mother as I had her blocked and wasn't living in the same house anymore. I demanded a paternity test. She readily agreed and swore she'd get rid of the child if it's not mine. She's had nothing but curse words for her affair partner. But then, all she's done since getting caught, didn't confess, is curse the guy and herself and cry. She's threatened to end herself. All she does is hug the boys and cry. I'm waiting on the results. I'll divorce her anyway, but she says the baby is for sure mine. That she slept with him once, whereas we'd been intimate pretty much every night the duration of her affair. It lasted 2 months, I think. They met, talked and slept only once if I'm to believe her. I don't know why, but the idea of the child being mine disgusts me. It feels like she couldn't commit to anything. Not to me nor the other guy. Why was she cheating if I was satisfying her? How is it that she wanted to talk about her feelings with some random man but not me? How was she sharing her deepest thoughts and feelings with this guy and being with me at once? How does that even work? I've always thought cheating was because you weren't being fulfilled by your partner at home. I've read all these stories of wives leaving their kids, denying affections to their husbands, making jokes at the husband's expense, ruining the men financially, etc. She's done nothing of that sort. She's still the best mother I could have hoped for my sons. They love her more than they love me, I know. She was still the same loving and giving woman I fell for while she was being with the other guy. I saw her texts, the ones she hadn't deleted. And every other text is, I love my husband. I don't understand. I can't make heads or tails of this situation. If I did give her a baby, am I expected to forget and move back in? What if I can't do that? It's easy hating the child now because that might be her apps. But what if it's mine and I still hate it? I genuinely don't know how to be without her. Our entire lives are interwoven. Some days I want to go back to the blissful ignorance I was living in. The DNA report takes a week, I believe. It's been 3 days. My sister, she visits Anna regularly. I'm angry about that too because she's only visited me twice. Says my wife just looks at our wedding photos and cries. We have a whole junkyard collection worth of pictures and memories. She begged me to go see her once. I am clueless of how to proceed. It would have been so much easier if she had been a horrible woman for those 2 months that I could begin to look back and hate. But I can't. Life had been as normal and sweet as ever. I don't even have a bad memory of her I can use to hate her. Our last big fight before this, I can't even remember. I'm going to see her and my boys tomorrow. I think I'll ask for DNA tests on them too. I know they're mine, but you never know. Maybe I'll do it just to hurt her. Maybe I'll find something and I'll just hurt myself more. But that feels so unfair to the boys. Just how do I make sense of this? Bro, she didn't even confess. What would have happened if she didn't get caught? How long would it continue? Would she still be cursing the guy if she didn't get caught? Or will she try to find another affair partner? Leave her mate. There has to be some repercussions to her actions. Would it be fair if she gets to cheat and still live with you while you're hurting over there? Why was she cheating if I was satisfying her? Quote, because her cheating has nothing to do with you. She was trying to fill a gap in her. It's not your fault. She needs therapy desperately. She needs to stop cursing her affair partner and start taking the responsibility of her affair. You need therapy as well. I've always thought cheating was because you weren't being fulfilled by your partner at home. That's not true, and I'm sorry you found out what a bullshit thought this is this way. Get some therapy, my friend. You need someone to talk all of this out with. If you want the actual reason for why she cheated, not that it justifies it, it's most likely because you were high school sweethearts and she's not been with many other people. Rather than you. Her impulses got the better of her and she ruined things. Sometimes it's something as simple as this, unfortunately. I don't doubt you are a great husband and human, and you don't deserve what happened. If I was in your shoes, I couldn't carry on. Once the purity of a relationship is broken by physical or mentally cheating, then I couldn't continue. I see a pattern when it comes to women and men that have been together since high school. They want to find out what sex with another person is like somehow. But, really sad for you. I hope you can find peace and maybe you can forgive her in the future. Contact a divorce lawyer and reach out to schedule an appointment with a licensed marriage and family therapist immediately. Do get paternity tests on your other children as well. You are not going to find out why she cheated on you. Certainly not right now. All you can do is what you can control, which is take the steps towards separating your lives and arranging things for your children. You can be fair, but you must be firm. Do not let tears dissuade you from proceeding. You cannot live with her any longer. There is no way you will forget how she betrayed you. Do not delay. Take action tomorrow morning. I guess my small add to this is, why is it all about her tears? What about your pain when you ask what's happened? She owes you a real explanation, and right now she's taken no responsibility and blames others for her own choice. Info. All your family, e.g. sister, who are telling you to take another chance, and how broken your wife is. Have they actually done anything to get her into therapy? Looking at wedding photos and crying, threatening to hurt herself. Your wife is laying on the emotional manipulation thick. She's pushing so hard for forgiveness, but she doesn't seem to be acknowledging your right to feel deeply hurt and betrayed. You say you saw texts to the other guy where she says she loves you. She deleted others, so you don't know what else was said, so I'd not give those much weight. Also, if she was telling this man how much she loved you, doesn't that make this worse? She betrayed you for sheer lust. For someone who apparently means nothing to her. Will you ever trust her again? Or will you question each time she doesn't answer her phone? Honestly, I think you should go to therapy. But make sure the therapist is of your choosing. If for nothing else, to appease your family and show that you tried. But I do think ultimately you just need to divorce. There are two ways to see this. The first is understanding that everyone makes mistakes. You go talk to her and get her to tell you why she cheated, why this man, what she was missing, etc. From then on you can decide if her reasons make sense to you. If you see some kind of understanding for whatever went through her head, and then you address that situation and whatever lead to it and see if you can work through it. If she is still a wonderful mother, woman, and maybe pregnant with your child, there are enough reasons to stay. And that a one-time thing can't destroy all of that. The second way to see this is that she cheated. She betrayed your trust and didn't even confess or offer any explanation. The high picture you have of her is actually fake. She is not the amazing person you thought she was, because deep down she is capable of hurting you so deeply and jeopardizing your family and your entire future together for someone she apparently doesn't even really care for. You understand that the fundamental trust you once had is broken, and it can't be repaired. No begging, No crying and no baby can ever take that away. And with the heartbreaks life usually has in place for us, you need a partner by your side who deeply wants to make you happy and support you. And your wife just sadly isn't that person. Both options are valid and you will see people choosing either one. You do not need to justify what you feel. You need to decide which one feels right for you. Leave. If she's afraid she's pregnant of this dude, it means they had raw sex. Do you have any idea of how much danger of STDs she put you in? That's so disgusting. 1. Divorce lawyer. 2. Kids therapy. 3. You in therapy. 4. DNA tests for everyone. First off, you will never forget, and the people who are telling you to are being cruel to you and compounding your suffering. You need to be more vocal with your family and let them know they are damaging your relationship with them by trying to push you into anything. Distance yourself if you have to. It also doesn't sound like one time. It sounds like one physical time, but an emotional affair which I bet was over some period of time. I suspect you don't think her story sounds plausible. You could suggest a lie detector test. If anything, the fear may get her to tell the real story. The fact that she makes it seem like they bumped into each other and had sex is silly and a bad sign that she gets it. Were you and your wife you one and only? That will make it much harder. Emo. It's so terribly unfair. I suggest even if eventually you stay together, you go through with the divorce so there is some consequence for her actions. Emo. At the very least, go speak to a lawyer. It's clear she doesn't care about you because all her actions have been to cover and save her ass, not diminish your pain. You need to tell her that not talking about it, crying all day and telling you she doesn't know why she cheated isn't good enough. You deserve an answer, and she can get therapy to figure it out. It's very cruel of her to keep hiding the truth. Have her post here in the support for wayward sub here. There will be people that can help her start the process and do the work. Feeling sorry for herself and histrionics do not show any good faith. It's just more selfishness. I mean, of course she is upset that she blew her family up. That doesn't mean she cares about you and even understands the magnitude of what she did. If she does not know why she did it, how can she promise it will not happen again? Divorce dude. Cheating is actually not a one-time error that just happens like some would say. It consists of consecutive bad decisions that eventually lead to the final act. Sorry, but she needs to face the consequence of her actions, and if the entire family gets hurt by this, it's her fault, not yours. You shouldn't have to shoulder living with a cheater just so you can all continue living your usual daily life, while all you will ever have for her is resentment. It's never going to be the same anymore, and that's on her. Your feelings are valid. While to her it might have meant nothing, to you it probably feels like the greatest betrayal you've ever felt. You can try marriage counseling, but if you want to leave, then this option will horribly fail. A few things. She says she doesn't know why either. She knows why but just doesn't want to tell you in fear of your reaction or what it might expose. They've all urged me to stay for the kids. Worst possible idea. You'll resent her at some point and the kids will notice. They always do. To forgive her since it was one time. To not give up all the good because of one bad. The one time, because it was exposed. All she's done since getting caught, didn't confess, is curse the guy and herself and cry. She's angry that she got caught. Nothing in this story tells me she's genuinely remorseful. I don't understand. I can't make heads or tails of this situation. If I did give her a baby, am I expected to forget and move back in? What if I can't do that? It's easy hating the child now because that might be her apps. But what if it's mine and I still hate it? Again, your feelings are valid. This is mainly because of the betrayal you're feeling. I genuinely don't know how to be without her. Our entire lives are interwoven. It will take time. If needed, seek help. There is no shame in that. She begged me to go see her once. Don't be guilt-tripped into something you do not want to do. You're not the one at fault here, and she is not the victim. Get a lawyer. Have her affair documented in some way. Once the realization settles in that the marriage cannot be saved, she might change. In some countries, if you can prove that she is the one who blew up the marriage, it can prevent her from ruining you financially. Either way, getting a lawyer and document things is never a bad idea. She doesn't need to know you got one. I wish you well, and remember, there is no shame in seeking help or counseling. She's manipulating you with the tears and threats to end herself. Get a divorce, but keep the details to friends and family minimal. You're being actively gaslit, and they will take any opportunity to sabotage your divorce. I also just want to take time to validate your feelings. The hurt, betrayal, and confusion must be taking its toll on you. Just know that nothing you could have done would have prevented her from cheating. She chose a one-night stand over her family life and the life you've both built. You could maybe one day forgive her and get back together. Tell her if she wants to start over again, she'll grant you the divorce and you guys can start from scratch after you've both healed. Doubt she'll easily agree to a divorce. Once the trust is gone, it's gone, and a relationship with no trust would be bad for you, her, and the kids. And the kids are the most important part of this. Here's something else that isn't really said often enough. There is never any obligation to forgive. If that's a choice someone makes, and it works for them, that's great, and good luck to them. But it isn't, and should never be pushed as a requirement. No one, however often they are told that it's the case, need to forgive in order to heal, move on, be the bigger person. It's perfectly possible to move on from something and be healthy and happy without forgiving those who caused you harm. Also, anyone telling you you should forget can GTFO. Insisting that you should is deluded thinking. Rug sweeping doesn't fix anything. It just makes people unhappy and resentful. Remember, work through the feelings and the aftermath, and move on. Learn from it, both about the one who did the damage, and yourself, how you felt, reacted, handled things. And please, don't stay. For the children, better that they have two parents who love them and live apart, than two parents who love them, but live in simmering resentment, mistrust, dislike, and coldness toward each other. Trust me, those kids will know. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.